when I've gone to barbers in the past, they cut off too much length,
And then takes
and
a
then
while to go back.
it takes a month or a month and a half for it to come back and it to be nice and flowy and wavy, and my natural curls to come in and just for me to look stunning. That's why I love Furhan.
I'll hear those famous words that that I'll get a good haircut from mom, which will be what happened? You didn't cut any
Yeah,
hair?
the big three.
And that's when you know.
Why did you get this cut? It looks like you didn't even get cut, and you spent too much money.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Brothers in the Box podcast. I am Ishan here with Elias, and we are the Brothers in the Box. How's your week so far?
The week was good. I had the chance to go down to Seattle.
Saw a very nice game.
I did see a very nice game. Yeah. I had the chance to attend a session with a bunch of Seattle Kraken executives. Some people from the Mariners, from the Torrent, and other organizations in Seattle and Portland.
Make some good connections.
Yeah, it was very cool to be able to be in that area and hear from some of the leaders in the industry. Something that I heard actually from one of the Kraken representatives was the fact that they treat their fans the best.
Really?
Apparently. According to the Kraken, one of the ladies who does ticket sales for them.
It's a bold claim to make.
It is, yeah. And she was talking about especially how because they've been so bad this year, they've lowered their ticket prices 2 times.
2 times.
2 times.
Oh, I mean, that's expected,
I feel like the Canucks lowered their ticket prices. I think it was one time.
For sure.
One time.
Well, I think it was just like they were like when Quinn Hughes was still there, they were like peaking at, like Upper Bowl was still like hundreds. And then as soon as he left, it dropped down to like 50.
It did. No, that game was something. It was something special. You know what I think is fun though, when you can go into a different barn and you can cheer for the home team.
I think it's very cool, yeah.
And I was only cheering for them because an LA loss helps, or sorry, a Vegas loss helps the Oilers, and so got the chime in on the "Let's go Kraken."
They say that they treat their fans, but my ears were bleeding last time we saw them.
No, it's very catchy and it's very fun.
Yeah, I'm sure it is,
fun.
especially when you're cheering for the team. But like when you're against them and the other team, then they score 8 goals on you, it's not fun.
Are you familiar with Bowie?
Which, like the mascot?
The mascot.
No.
This guy's an absolute freak. We're sitting like lower bowl, probably 15 rows up, and this guy, he just stands on the railing.
Oh, yes. I've seen him. He's a fisherman, right?
No, he's a troll. So
okay.
The idea is there's a bridge in Seattle, and apparently there's a myth that a troll lives underneath this bridge. I'm not sure what bridge it is, but essentially he's the troll.
Oh,
that lives underneath the bridge.
Yeah. I was not familiar with.
No, it's like buoy. The way you spell it is like buoy, like an ocean buoy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. I've seen him before. This guy's ugly, bro.
Yeah, no.
My goodness.
Okay. Anyways, we're at the game. He gets up on the railings, and he's like getting the crowd to shout Kraken, whatever, get the crowd hyped. And then some guy just looks at him, and I swear to you, this guy looks him dead in the eyes. He lifts his jersey up and then shakes his torso at him.
Yeah, I know that. When I searched him up, it looks like the new mascot of the Seattle Kraken is either expected to fight or mate with Gritty. Some crazy kids, bro.
Gritty, by far the best mascot in the league, and hopefully we'll see him in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, well, we won't, but
I mean, I would love to see him.
If they somehow make it to the
final,
final,
talk in the finals,
it would be insane.
No, I was right. I just want to point out the fact that last week I made a prediction that Michigan was gonna win, and lo and behold, I'm always right, and I was right again.
So, for those of you who haven't watched last week's podcast, I would just take 5 minutes out of your time, go to the part where we talk about who's gonna win, and then just listen to the amount of times Elise switches up about who's gonna win. First, he goes in. Actually, if you want to, if you have the time, go to the week before. He says Michigan. I'll give him that.
I did.
And then he comes last week's episode. He says, "No, I'm going to UConn because I like their coach." Then he proceeds to search up who the favorite is, and decided to hop on the bandwagon of Michigan, and then it switches up again.
No, I was riding Michigan the whole time. I don't
No.
wanna hear it. I
Okay,
don't wanna hear it.
we can pull up the clip, or
It was a good game. I think the
it
score
was.
didn't justify. I think it was an 8-point difference by the end of the game or something like that. I don't think that justified how close the game was. It should have been like a 2-point game, 3-point
Yeah,
game.
I just think, like, I don't know, like, when watching the game, like, UConn just, like,
I
it
think they
was close,
struggled.
it was close in the end.
I think they struggled too heavily in the first half,
Yeah.
and that had caused them to use a lot of energy towards the second half, or to try and bridge that gap. And then at the end, they just couldn't.
Really good defense from both teams, though.
Yeah,
Like, there was a lot of, like, solid defensive plays. Like, even when anyone would go up for a layup, like, usually I'm expecting people to score those, but half the time it just got blocked.
yeah,
And, like, like, there was honestly a couple of turnovers that I feel like UConn had more of. They also took a lot more fouls,
yeah.
a little bit more undisciplined, but, that's just how it goes sometimes, and I don't know, they
I was
couldn't
very
get it done.
impressed with the the Natty this year for basketball.
Yeah.
Both for men's and women's were very
Mhm.
interesting games, and so
It was fun to watch.
you can't really go wrong with basketball, like college basketball.
No, you cannot.
With NBA, I choose not to watch it, just because of how boring it is. But today something we get to do is we get to be butchers for the day.
We do.
Yeah, because there's this great deal at Costco where you can buy a whole strip loin, and it's a lot cheaper
Yeah,
than buying the individually cut up steaks. And so mom went and bought 2 strip loins.
which is insane.
Yeah,
A lot of steak.
it's a lot of steak. I normally get like 15 steaks out of one strip loin.
30 steaks.
Yeah. Uh,
Those are getting frozen.
that's what Ishan and I will be doing in the afternoon today. Before you need to get your hair cut. I need to get my
You
hair
need
cut.
to get your hair
Yeah.
cut. Bro, I think last time we
Big
got
up
a haircut.
Farhan though. Yeah, shout
Yeah.
out Farhan. If you guys are in Vancouver and you need a cut, go to Victory. Ask for Farhan. He's amazing. He always does me right. The thing that I like most about getting haircuts from him compared to any other barber that I've had in the past is when I go see somebody after getting a haircut, they don't say, "Oh, you got a haircut," And some people might say, "Oh, he does so little to your hair that people don't even notice." No. He does such a good job that people don't notice that I got a
Okay,
haircut. And
I would
and
I would
the
ag
reason why I say this, I'll let you go after,
Mhm.
is because of the fact that my hair is long, and I like, not too long, but longer than how I've had it in the past. And part of my problem is when I've gone to barbers in the past, they cut off too much length,
and then it takes a
and then
while
it
to grow back.
takes a month or a month and a
Yeah.
half
Mhm.
for it to come back and it to be nice and flowy and wavy and my natural curls to come in and just for me to look stunning, like I normally do. But that's why I love Furhan.
Yeah, no, I think people will notice this time just 'cause, at least for me,
Mhm.
because, it's been 4 months since my last haircut.
It has been 4 months. It was a long time.
Yeah.
It was a grind.
Yeah, it was. But, no, I think it'll be nice to, I'll come home and hopefully, I'll hear those famous words that, that I'll get a good haircut from, mom, which will be, "You didn't get you what happened? You didn't cut any
Yeah,
hair?"
the
And
big
that's
3.
and that's when
The big 3. Why did
Mhm.
you get this cut? It looks like you didn't even get cut and you spent too much money.
Yeah.
Like
Those are the big 3, and that's how you know you got a good haircut,
exactly.
and hopefully we'll hear that today.
I'm actually thinking about buzzing my hair this summer.
Yeah?
Yeah, I feel like it could be. I think I want to do one more buzz. For those of you who don't know, I've buzzed my hair one time. It was maybe not the best decision to do it at the moment that I did it, but we
In the
did it.
winter.
No. I did it around May,
Oh, okay, okay.
April, end of April, May.
Yeah, right before, you filmed the TED Talk.
Yeah, I filmed
The
the TED
day
Talk.
before.
Yeah, actually,
The day before. I know, I remember 'cause, probably one of the biggest crash outs I've ever seen mom have.
yeah, it was. We were we went. That my previous bar was in the mall, so mom was like, Let's go to the mall and get your hair cut. Maybe you can go shopping for a bit." And obviously Richmond Center. very full on a Saturday. So she drops me off and looks for parking. And by the time she comes in and sees half my hair is on the ground, and I'm loving life, I feel like it's so freeing to have a
Yeah,
buzz cut,
I feel like, it's one of those things where you have to do it at least once.
and you haven't done it.
I have not, no.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed
When are we getting to it?
I've enjoyed having my
When are we getting to it, Ishan?
I don't know if it's gonna be a this summer activity.
This winter.
I could honestly see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be very, very cold though, especially
But
if I go to Eastern Canada for school.
yeah, depends on where you end up.
Yeah.
But you always got your trusty toque,
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 on
or do you
there.
call it a beanie?
No. Okay, I understand, like, the idea of having a beanie, but no, it's a toque.
It's a toque.
It's a
It's a
toque,
toque.
like, let's
Okay.
be honest, like, we're
I'm
all
glad we
Canadian here, like, there's no need to call it a beanie.
I'm glad we can agree on that.
Yeah.
I'm glad we can agree on that. No, let's get into a little Oilers recap. They have a chance to clinch today. As we speak, they're playing the LA Kings in Crypto.com Arena.
Very nice arena.
How would you know? You've never been.
I love the Korean harmonica,
The
the
Korean,
women's
yeah,
harmonica,
yeah,
I think.
Korean,
Something like that. Don't quote me on it, obviously,
the
but,
national anthem.
yeah, they do the national anthem every now and then. Me personally, I find it, not so, appealing, but it's something different,
It
so
is something
I
different.
don't hate it. Oh, before we, fully, I know this episode's been kind of all over the place, but we've been talking about different things. If you don't have an Apple phone, if you don't have an iPhone, it's a different breed, okay? I recently, got a new phone, and I was trying to convince I've seen Ilias with his iPhone, I've seen my sister, with her iPad, and, basically all of my friends except for 1 or 2 have an iPhone, and I didn't really understand, like, I didn't comprehend the perks behind it when I first, was, looking to get it. Like, obviously, I wanted to switch it up, get something a little bit different, see what I like, see what I don't like. Cause like, for me, when I first thought about getting an iPhone, I was like, "Okay, I'll try it. If I don't like it, and, next time I get a phone, which is probably gonna be in, like, 5, 6 years or whatever, I'll switch back to Samsung if needed." I'm not going back. I'm not. It's
It's a
addicting.
permanent switch.
It's yeah,
It's a permanent switch.
I was talking to one of our friends yesterday,
Mhm.
Shayaz. He told me that, like, once you get an iPhone, it's like a ripple effect.
He will be on the pod soon as
He
well.
will. Yeah, it's like a ripple effect. You just get, like, you wanna start getting, like, AirPods, then, maybe we'll invest a little bit more in a Mac, and then, it's just like, you
It's
can't
gonna
go back.
cost you a pretty penny.
Yeah. No, it is.
It
It
is.
is. Yeah.
Okay, have
I've
you
gone
plugged Apple
I've
enough?
please, if
Have you glazed
sponsors,
Apple enough?
because obviously these free, advertisements are not, are not ideal, but, I'm gonna give, credit to a product where credit is due.
Sure.
Just like we have with, Nespresso, Tim Hortons, many others, I'm sure.
Raising Cane's,
Costco.
Costco.
Yeah, but any of you guys, obviously huge fan base for us. We can
Huge, huge
we
fan
can,
base.
very diverse. We had, fans from
You know
Taiwan.
our no, no, our 3rd most streamed percentage of listeners is from Vietnam. Yeah.
Thank you guys.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate all the love and support.
Yeah. Bouchard needs 9 points in 3 games to get to 100.
He does.
Does he do it?
I honestly, I told you this before we started filming, but I think there needs to be a guaranteed of 4 points or more tonight,
Okay, well,
because they're playing the Kings right now. They're playing the Avs next, and then they're playing the Canucks.
we're currently losing
Oh, that's great.
halfway into the first, so
Um, but yeah, no, I think against the Avs, I think it'll be interesting. It's probably not gonna be the most. Actually, it could be a high scoring game, but who knows? Against the Canucks, I think there's a possibility for a 3 to 4 point game, but he's gotta make it up in this game and the Canucks game,
yeah,
and I think it really depends on how much he wants it.
that's fair, and how much his teammates are gonna feed them the puck.
Yeah.
The only defensemen in the NHL history who have reached 100 points as defensemen, obviously, are Bobby Orr, Paul Coffey, Dennis Potvin, Al McInnes, Brian Leetch, and Erik Karlsson. And you want to know a funny thing about Erik Karlsson, who scored 101 points in the 2022-23 season?
What
You
is
know what
that?
trophy he won?
Oh, I wonder. Maybe the trophy for the best defenseman in the league.
The James Norris Memorial Trophy. Yeah. And you know who won with 92 points in 23-24?
92.
92 points
Oh, with 92 points in last year?
in 23-24.
Oh, in 2023-24? Oh, yeah. I do know.
Yeah. He was a Canuck at the time. Quinn Hughes. You know what he had? The most points for a defenseman. You know who won last year with the most points as a defenseman?
Oh, I wonder. Oh, maybe it was someone that has a similar name to a salad.
It was Cale Makar with the most points by a defenseman. Are you noticing a trend here, Ishan?
I am.
And do you think that trend will be broken this year?
Yes. Even though Bouchard is having like an insane season, he's already at 91 points. Like I think he'll be a finalist this year, but I think he's gonna get robbed because of his the idea of his defensive ability being not good enough. But
It's propaganda.
It is. They want to keep it. They want to keep the Oilers team at bay. They can't have 3 superstars on the team. They can only have 2.
No, Bouchard is a superstar.
It's
If
just
there's an all-star game this year, he would have been selected.
Yeah. No, I saw.
Especially with Quinn Hughes out of the division.
I saw.
I think he's the best defenseman in the division.
Yeah, I feel like the Pacific's not too hard to beat.
By far.
Yeah, I mean, there's no
especially with Quinn Hughes out now.
Who else really competes?
Rasmus Anderson, Mackenzie Weegar.
Yeah, in the division.
In the division, yeah.
Mackenzie Weegar plays in the.
Oh, he doesn't play in the division anymore.
No, he does not.
He does not. Okay, well, actually, maybe that's not as impressive as I once thought it was.
Maybe like John Karlsson is next.
Yeah. No. But Rasmus Anderson, John Karlsson,
Shea Theodore.
Are we kidding me?
He made Team Canada.
Yeah, on a fluke.
The ghost of Alex Pietrangelo.
No, he's still alive, bro. You can't just go and kill him off because you don't like him.
No, he just doesn't play in the league anymore.
No, he doesn't. Because of an unfortunate injury.
Very, very unfortunate.
Which we hope he can recover from. But, he did slash Draisaitl.
Pull a little Gabe Landeskog.
He did pretend like he was wielding a sword as a stick and slash Draisaitl's hands in the playoffs a couple years ago. McDavid had a 5-point night the other night. I think that is not being talked enough about with the hat trick.
He's insane. Like he put let's be honest. He's put the team on his back since Draisaitl's been gone.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I think we also talked about this a lot, especially last episode, but the Hart winner is a team like the MVP. He's a team that puts his team on his back and carries him. Like obviously Kucherov, he's made it so that the Lightning are first, maybe second in the Atlantic, very close to Buffalo. But they're obviously having not the greatest season, and when he has played games, they've won. So he does make a huge difference. But I think people are saying that McDavid. I mean, even us, we were saying that. It's just I don't know what it is, but it's just normal.
Yeah, I feel
McDavid is the centerpiece of the Oilers, and it's just been that way.
Do you think that and I think that I suffer from this a little bit of voter fatigue, and not to this in the sense that I'm voting and I'm the one casting these votes for the Hart or for the Norris or whatever it may be, but the idea that we see McDavid do these incredible, spectacular things year after year, game after game, for his whole career, basically. And like you said, I think that we've been accustomed to it. And it's quote unquote normal. When it's not.
No, it is not.
And I think that we hold him to a higher standard. And so when we see somebody and I still think that McDavid is miles ahead of Kucherov. But when we see somebody come close to him, it's like, oh my God,
Like how is he doing that?
This guy he's better. Like he's the MVP. Realistically, there's one guy who has a difference to make.
He's the face of the league for the reason.
And I think that if you put him on any team right now, that team instantly wins at least 10 games more.
Maybe probably more, honestly.
Depending on the team, obviously,
Yeah.
but, like, even if you put him on the Minnesota Wild, I think they could win 10 more games.
Yeah.
You put him on the Colorado Avalanche, I think they could win 10 more games.
I think I don't know if they lose a game.
They would just they would just
I don't
outscore their worries.
yeah, I don't know how they would lose. But yeah, I think, McDavid's obviously having a spectacular season. If people say that he's like he hasn't scored enough goals, I'm actually gonna crash out because this guy is insane. Like he's shown that he can score, he's shown that he can assist. It doesn't matter.
He's shown that he can play defense.
Yeah, he's shown everything that he needs to as a captain, as the best player in the world.
And
Um,
as an MVP,
and I think it'll be close.
it
I
will be
think
close.
obviously Kucherov has put himself in a great position.
I'd be extremely surprised if it wasn't close.
Yeah. But yeah, I think, it's gonna be interesting to see who wins these awards.
The NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs are starting very soon.
Yep.
The
Plan
next time
starts.
the next time we film,
Yeah.
we'll be in the midst of both.
Yep. The plan starts for NBA starts on April 14th. And then April 18th is the start of the playoffs, which is for both NHL and NBA. It's a little bit of a hot take.
But tomorrow is
I like the plan more than the
no,
playoffs.
it's horrible.
It's just hear me out. I think, obviously the NBA playoffs are a lot more competitive than the regular season, but this year has been a little bit different. I've liked to watch like some games, but something that I really like about the NFL playoffs or the fact that it's like one game and that's everything.
Mhm,
And it's like same with March Madness,
mhm.
and it's like you have to put in the max amount of effort every single second of the time you're playing to win that game. And that's what I enjoy. And I don't think I'm not saying that that doesn't happen in the playoffs. Like obviously it does. Like it's shown that, players are putting in their maximum effort. But I feel like the pressure is so high just for
Mhm.
one game, it's make it or break it, and
That's
I
fair.
really enjoy that.
That's fair. The Raptors, I think, will lock in a real playoff position.
Yeah,
Not a planned position,
I
but
think they're
and
very
I think
close.
that their rebuild is a little bit ahead of schedule.
I think it's looking good right now.
Obviously they brought in some pieces like RJ Barrett, like Emmanuel Quickly, like Brandon Ingram to speed up the rebuild. But I really like what I've seen from them this year, from the limited number of games I've watched. I think that they
Mhm.
could possibly win a round.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't think that's
I'm
crazy to
sure I
say.
don't know exactly what
It's
the playoff
also
bracket is looking like right now,
they'd play
but
the Knicks in the first round,
okay.
so it might be a little bit of a tougher matchup.
I saw this post
Mhm.
where it was the last time the Knicks beat the Raptors in the playoffs, the Knicks' leading scorer was RJ Barrett.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I didn't actually comprehend that they would play them in the playoffs, but yeah, yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, they do have to win their last game against Brooklyn, but
Mhm.
they are 20-point favorites.
Okay. Yeah.
We
I
will
mean, Brooklyn is not the best team. Obviously, they tried to go for glory with the 3 big guys, and then they
and
all
now it's
traded away,
kinda
but now they're going through a rebuild, which makes sense.
proper rebuild. Yeah, NBA playoffs. I understand what you're saying about the play-in. It's just I don't really like the format too much. It is what it is.
Mhm.
The Masters are going on this weekend.
They are.
This last week was Masters week, and currently Rory is leading the field. I'm not sure if you listeners are familiar with golf, but for the Masters, the way it works is there's a field, I think, of 60 golfers,
Yeah.
and they play 2 rounds, so Thursday and Friday, and then a cut line is determined, so whether that be even par through 2 rounds or +2 or +3. I think it's about 60% of the field that's cut.
Yeah, it's quite a bit, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
and that next 40% gets to play the next 2 days, and the people who were cut don't. Makes the golf more exciting, it makes it more accommodating. The golfers who make the cut can start a little bit later in the day, so their conditions are a little bit better. I personally am not a huge fan of Rory.
I honestly I don't mind him. the way he plays. He hits some crazy shots,
He
like, a
does.
lot of the time. It's very exciting to watch. But, yeah, I think, he's not one of my least favorite, but he's not my favorite either.
That is a fair assessment. I think Scotty, although he is 5 back from
Think
Rory at the moment, I think he still has a
oh,
chance.
only 5 back now.
Yeah.
Did Rory go down 1, or did he have another birdie?
No, Scotty is now -7 or
Okay,
-7.
that's good.
Wait, I mean, we might see a surprise, you know?
You never
We
know.
have
You never know.
Hao Tong Lee from China,
Mm,
who's shot -5 today through 11, which is insane. He was -5 through 8, actually.
mhm.
And then Cameron Young, who's -9, and he shot -5 through 12 today.
Yeah,
And Rory is currently even through 8. So,
there you go.
a different kinda playoff, and the way that golf works is you're paired up with the person either ahead of you or behind you. So on Sunday, when the champion is crowned, 1 and 2 are paired up and they tee off last, and then on and so forth. It's a very historic weekend. I would love to go one day.
Yeah, I think it'll be insane um,
I would really love to go when
if
Bryson won.
if Rory if Rory, repeats.
Yeah, I don't think that they've had a repeat in a fair number of years.
Yeah, in a
So,
while, I'm sure. Um,
it's a very hard course to repeat at. Augusta National, which is in Georgia, which is where the Masters are held at every year. The greens are insanely difficult to read and then putt on.
yeah,
And from what I've heard in the past is if a regular civilian that you pulled off the street started on the green, at the edge of the green, they would probably lose
which is insane.
compared to these professionals. So,
Obviously, putting is very difficult,
it is very difficult,
especially for, like, if you've
especially for
never
me.
if you haven't, like, if you don't play golf a lot, then, like, yeah, obviously reading those greens are gonna be difficult. But who knows, you can get lucky.
You could get lucky.
Mhm.
Caufield has 50.
Caufield does have 50. Do you think he wins the Rocket Richard? Because I think McKinnon's 1 or 2 goals ahead of him?
I believe he is, and I can tell you right now,
Yeah, 2.
he is 2 goals ahead of him. I don't think
Mm.
Caufield will win. Unfortunately,
I kinda want him to
I
win, though.
do
I
want him
don't
to
I
win.
don't want
I don't want
McKinnon
McKinnon.
to win.
McKinnon doesn't deserve to win after he missed that wide open net,
No, you can't be the best goal scorer in
yeah,
the world.
and also choke at the biggest time in your entire career, basically.
Well, they both play today. The Avs are playing the Golden Knights, so
Okay, okay.
and the Canadians are playing the Blue Jackets, so 2, good games.
Caufield, do me a favor,
Score 2 goals.
embarrass embarrass Werenski.
Score 2 or 3 goals, you know?
Embarrass Werenski.
McKinnon's obviously gonna have a couple points just because he's Nathan McKinnon.
Put Werenski at a -3 and score a hat trick today, bud.
Yeah. Still have a couple games left, so who knows? Obviously, there's a lot of close races in all of the trophies this year, so we'll see
Mhm.
what happens.
Yeah, and then, a lot of the college guys are now getting signed. Frozen Four, finals are gonna
Mhm.
be held this week. And just a little bit of news, the top prospect I wanna say, from college this year, one of the top prospects, TJ Hughes, is going to sign with the Avalanche. There was thought that he was gonna sign with either the Oilers or the Maple Leafs. Obviously, that didn't happen, but, this kid looks really good, and I think that the Avalanche have done a nice job of keeping that bridge between now and future intact, so that it's not gonna be a full-on rebuild, it'll be a retool,
I see.
and, I don't know, I like the signing, I wish the Oilers could have gotten him, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I think oh, yeah, I'm just searching up his name because I didn't know a lot about him before. Honestly, I didn't even know there was a 4th Hughes brother,
Mhm.
but he was born in Hamilton.
He's not a Hughes
Oh, he's not a
brother.
Hughes brother. Oh,
No,
he's
he's
not a
not a
Hughes
Hughes
brother,
brother, yeah.
but he does have the last name.
He does have the
And
last
we could
name.
have a Hughes, playing for Canada. Who
We could
knows?
have a Hughes playing for Canada, he is Canadian.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, player of the week, Ishan?
Yeah. Start off with the honorable mention. Someone, very near and dear to my heart, especially last year in my fantasy team.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
I gotta I'll give a shout out. I don't know if you even listen to this, Syed. But congratulations on winning fantasy.
He won?
Yeah, he won.
No! My goodness.
I didn't think you could do it, to be honest, but you put in a lot of time and effort, and yeah, congratulations. That's all I gotta say. But Ishan, hit me with our player of the week.
No, I don't care. Don't give him congratulations, bro. You know, I'm pretty sure if I beat him in that first week, I would have won.
It's a possibility,
Because
but
I'm pretty sure I had the most points every week after that.
yeah, but you didn't beat him.
I know, because he dropped 200 on me. Okay, anyways, congratulations, honorable mention, Dylan Larkin. You know, impressive week from him. 4 goals, 3 assists. He had a 4-point game last game, in 3 games played. And last game, he had a hat trick as well as 1 assist. So, you
Yeah.
know,
And
huge
then the
game.
player of the week, somebody near and dear to my heart, Clayton Keller. 4 goals, 5 assists, plus the hat trick in 3 games played. 9 points. That's what we need from Bouchard.
It's
If
possible?
Clayton Keller can do it, I mean, maybe Bouchard can't, but I think Bouchard can, and I'm hoping he can.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we're gonna pop out, finish this Oilers game. They're currently down 1-0. We hope you're able to watch the game and enjoy the last little bit of NHL regular season hockey, the play-in tournament, and Masters Sunday. And we'll catch you next week.